This really gets my heart going. Look at that. So I'll make a direct comparison between this, my Africa Troopy. As part of my daily life, when I'm not sitting editing, I am looking at interesting vehicles and, of course, seeing what modifications and additions I can do to my own troop carriers, both here in Australia and in Africa. So my invitation is for you today, why don't you come with me and see what I get up to? It is a revolution in DC power distribution. This then is one of the best performing troop carriers that Toyota ever made, because it has the FTE engine in it. And they were made in quite small numbers, available here in Australia, and a small number were actually exported by grey importers into South Africa, and as here at Elevate Automotive, having a very nice electrical installation. So if I think about this vehicle, my Africa vehicle would actually become, well, this. My Africa troop carrier is yet to have its FTE conversion completed, but once it's done, I can't help comparing it with other troop carriers with FTE engines installed. But it would be better, wouldn't it? Because it would have the better interior and, oh, hang on a minute. Hang on, this has got a decent steering wheel. That's a PVS steering wheel. They're fantastic, these steering wheels. So that's a major improvement. It's the old style dashboard, and this one has got Recaro seats. And oh, look, even the door, that's the consoles.com.au door panels. So would my Africa vehicle be better than this? No, actually, because this doesn't have the wide front end, it doesn't have the narrower rear axle issue. Its front axle is narrower, so the back axle doesn't need correcting. So actually, apart from the nicer dash, higher safety rating, that is true, what has my Africa troop carrier got over this? I would go as far to say this is a better car, this one here in Australia. Well, it's every bit as good as my Africa troop carrier, maybe better. The headspace camper conversion is better than Hercules for a number of reasons. It's more airy, it's bigger inside because of the angle, it's easier to close, easier to pack away. I like the Hercules. Oh, I don't like it as much as the Headspace. The Headspace is better. It's a better product. And I'm trying to find something that I like. I like more about my Africa Troopy. I prefer my gull wings on my Africa Troopy a little bit. It's not a big deal. I prefer my colour. Oh, the blue colour is much nicer than this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with sandy type, but the blue is just sensational. Of course, I've got the MaxTrax table. I've got the Quick Pitch MaxTrax table. This is a Mission 4x4 MaxTrax table. This is a big improvement on the Quick Pitch one. The Quick Pitch were the first, but they didn't do anything with it, and they didn't address its shortcomings, and there were several shortcomings with it. And Mission, Sean, has done a much better job. It's a better product, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, look at this interior that they're fitting in it. This comes from a WA company called Odyssey. Make beautiful interiors, and that, of course, is going to end up in there. Ah, it's gorgeous. Really, really is. Actually, it's not better than the Africa Troopy. I forgot about one key thing. This is parts-time four-wheel drive with lockable front hubs, and the Africa FTE conversion would have Toyota's the gearbox and transfer gearbox, same as they fitted to the 105 petrol the EFI Petrol 105, which had full-time four-wheel drive, a lockable center transmission. That to me is the ultimate. So actually, the Africa vehicle would be better, but just because of that, because full-time four-wheel drive in a troop carrier would turn this vehicle into something absolutely sensational. But to get my Africa Troopy to that standard, I would also have to fit the superior engineering shock absorbers that I have on my Australia troop carrier to get the ride as good. But are either of those Troopys as good as my 2.8? Now, I suspect that I've never driven the EFI in a Troopy. I suspect that it is as good, if not better, than the V8. Of course, it's a manual, and the 2.8 is really good, but it doesn't give me a buzz, a fizz. It doesn't, and it probably never will. But don't go away, because this video and this Troopy is about to get even more interesting. When first seeing my vehicle, I was very disappointed in the design of the lights, particularly the side lights. And another thing I don't like about the design, this hideous, enormous indicator. Surely, well, it is what it is. And I thought to myself, I wonder if somebody is going to do something about that, because they're positively hideous. PVS have done that. These are the side lights and replacement indicators, wiring harness and LED globes for those side lights. Also from PVS, their electronic rear vision mirror with reverse camera. I find driving the Africa Troopy, so they've got a half level molle, which is not nearly as efficient as this, not nearly, not even close. But of course, vision is impaired with this one, and this will correct the vision. I'll show it to you when I fit it. I'm not going to fit it now, actually. I'm about to go to Brisbane and be away for almost 4 weeks, so I'll fit it when I get back, but I will fit the indicator lenses and show you what those look like. Oh, I've got to have a closer look at this one. This is another really beautiful vehicle. The roof conversion is a Western Australian company called Malgoo, and again, yeah, nice tables, rear bar, quite elegant. Not my taste, but nicely done. Now the box on the back here is, it looks okay, but actually it's not particularly practical. It has a sloping rear edge which reduces the area to put stuff. Any flat area around a camp is going to be used as a mini table. Angled, it's not useful space. Look at this South African one. This is one of the best I've seen. It's a new version installed onto my Africa Land Cruiser, and on top of it is a cradle designed for firewood, and it works brilliantly. Full marks. But here Sean has come up with something potentially even better. Now I'm not fitting a rear bar to my Aussie Troopy. Right, the microphone failed. What I was saying here is that here is something that I have found that is so nice that it could even change my opinion about fitting a rear bar to my Australian Troopy.
Morning, Andrew. You choose a very cold day. All right, so the concept of the barbecue, what we call it a barbecue station. Yeah. So you got the barbecue fitted in a sealed box, sealed from water and dust. Gas bottle next to it. Yep. It's got a folding table that comes down. Yep. So when you're cooking, you use it for anything. Yep. A little shelf there. Yep. A lot of people who purchase this, I mean the previous design, they use this one for hand soaps and like for stuff like that, you know, little containers. I
wouldn't do that because it'd get too dusty.
Exactly.
For me. But the table I love the table. The table works. I've got a similar table on my Africa Troopy. It's so useful. Okay. So useful. But this is what I'm interested in.
Okay. All right. So this is 2 lockable latches. So You open it, and then you got 2 sliders for the barbecue. So basically you need to get the hose out first, and then barbecue slides out. And then you have a barbecue. It's a bit messy.
Oh, you've been testing it?
Yeah.
Nice barbecue, does it work well?
It is a very compact, it gets really hot on the side being a stainless steel, so you have to be careful.
Yep.
And because it is the stainless steel, I'm thinking actually to spray it with non-stick spray, because everything sticks to it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you can see. So I took it for a trip and I tried it.
Yeah.
And steaks, sausages, they stick to it. So, but I didn't use any non-stick spray or anything.
Yeah.
But there is a non-stick, basically like an aluminium foil you can get from BCF, or you can buy the can of non-stick spray and then you just use it before you're cooking. And you know, underneath it, it's got 35 litre of water as well.
Yeah, but I'm not interested in that one. I want you to build me one of these. I appreciate okay, what you've done.
Yeah, okay.
I want simple.
So you want the box?
I want the box with that and the drawer.
But the problem is, Andrew, the table. I can't attach the table without the tanks. That's the thing, because the table attached to the tanks and the box attached on the top of the tanks. But we'll work something out, you know.
Table
So
down here. I don't know.
all right,
I don't know. Work it out. I just love it.
all right. I'll do something.
You know what I like about Sean's stuff? Is that he's a Troopy fanatic. He's worse than I am. And he tests every single product himself when he's on trips. And that's why most of his products are flipping good. I know Sean heard me say that, but I'm serious. He doesn't just make a product and put it on the shelf. He tests it and then retests it and then retests it. He doesn't always listen to me. He doesn't. He sometimes tends to make his products just a little bit too complicated, in my opinion. But honestly, if you're building a troop carrier, you got to check out what he's doing. He's doing really, really wonderful stuff. Sean at Mission 4x4 now also makes a roof conversion. So, made in Australia, there's Headspace, there's Malgoo, and now Sean, 3 of them. Sean's looks very, very interesting. I've seen it close-ish up. I haven't used it, haven't owned it or anything like that, so I can't comment on it in that respect, but he's again come up with some interesting concepts. And because he himself is a Troopy owner, Troopy lover, he's developed what he feels is the ultimate roof conversion for troop carrier. As much as I am excited about that cooker thing that Sean has created, I'm not fitting a rear bar to my troop carrier. I was also very tempted when I saw the rear bar carrier at Cruiser Company in Melbourne. Beauty, really worth taking a look at. But Troopy's got a problem with weight. Now, if you haven't watched my Africa series, there's a piece there where I got quite badly bogged. So the front wheels are clear, you see that? Just the back wheel. There's a trouble with these Troopys. They're very heavy on the back. Of course it's wet, it's raining, which is just making it worse every second. And the fact is that as I came this way now, I saw my old track and thought to myself, oh, why did I move towards the pan? It's always softer, closer to the pan. And I am absolutely convinced I would not have bogged had my vehicle been A, lighter, and B, more importantly, less weight on the back axle and more weight on the front. And all 70 series, well, particularly 78 and 79, suffer from this. Weight distribution is poor, particularly when you build it up like this. There is so much weight on the back axle, it affects steering and it affects off-road performance to the point where I feel I'd rather just not have the cooker and have better performance. Very interesting looking awning. That's a huge awning with extendable arms. Made by Dyna-proof Outback rugged canvas ringer. No, that's not it. Where's some branding on this? I can't see any branding. What is it called now? Destination. There it is there. Can you read that there? Destination. It certainly looks interesting. That's a nice build. Let's see if they've done anything interesting on the inside. Okay, so this is a V8 with that's a manual gearbox V8 with the new front end. So that's quite a familiar engine. Interesting modified air cleaner. So this is interesting me. They put in a center console fridge that doesn't fit. So how'd they get it to fit? I'll ask them that question in a minute. And yeah, what's that down there? Go and have a look at their electrics. Parked inside, I can get an even closer look. They're busy with an electrical installation and testing the charging systems now, so I don't want to interrupt things. But this is interesting. It's another look at using the rear side vents of Troop Carrier to install outlets for electric, water, air, etc. The lid here is magnetic. It's made by Odyssey, and I like it a lot. An interesting looking Troop Carrier, don't you think? But I do have a little one remark to make about it, about the wrap on the bonnet. Now, he's made exactly the same mistake as I have made with the wrap on my 2.8 bonnet. Of course, this is a V8. And that is, this area here reflects light. Now, all my Troop Carrier builds, I had a black area on the trailing edge of the bonnet to stop reflected light hitting my eyes. It looks quite nice, but it's not going to serve the function that it should. As I say, I have exactly the same problem with the wrap on my current 2.8 Troop Carrier. And so I'm planning to probably not re-wrap everything, but do another wrap on the bonnet, but I haven't decided how, because the reflection from these two panels is not pleasant at all. Do the whole bonnet black? Don't know. If you're still with us, thanks for watching. More to come. Another addition is the Mission 4x4 kitchen table. It is the same size as the MaxTrax table, and it has a drawer for, I put my cooking grids. My cooking grids are the Osprey, check them out, there's a link in the description. First class cooking grids, very, very nice. And I have a basin. But if I had to choose this or the MaxTrax table, I would take the MaxTrax table. And given the weight issues, probably think, well, now I'm not going to take this off. It's not that heavy, but every little thing adds extra weight. And this is over the wheel, so it's not too bad. It's not, at least it's not hanging off the back. But if I had to choose one, I would choose a MaxTrax table, and I would put it on this side of the car and not have a table on both sides. I went into a TJM store the other day. I don't think I've been in one in a bit of a while, and I found some stuff that I really, really like. Now, I have finished the air installation in this vehicle, so I'm not going to fit this here, but I will fit it in the van. But I did find this that I kind of fancy for here. This little pull-out wheel tire inflation system. It's really compact. Could I fit it in here? I don't know. But I did want to say thank you for using Nito connectors and not that other lesser known one. Far more practical. The PVS side indicator lens, and swapped with an LED bulb. The total conversion took me 5 minutes. Process is very simple. Very, very simple indeed. But will the bull bar prevent me taking this off? I really hope not. I really, really hope not. Ah, I can't get it off. I can't get it off. Bull bar. Damn it! Not wanting to leave out other parts of Australia, this is Unwind Designs, just outside Melbourne, building beautiful troop carriers. I do though appreciate all of you people commenting, where are the van videos, where are the van videos, where are the van videos? We don't want to watch troopy videos, we want to watch van videos. Collecting a vital spare part for high-ace surgeon across Australia. A drive belt for the engine. The 48-volt system puts a lot of strain on the drive belt, and we are able to control the alternator, its output, and therefore not overstress the drive belt. But in case we get it wrong, I've got a spare. But look now at these two vehicles. Think about this now. There's a high-ace next to my Troopy. We have transformed it utterly. I think we've done an absolutely amazing job. While next to the troop carrier, it really isn't very impressive at all. We really have converted it into something, I think, quite special. You must remember that the van, the products we're fitting to the van, they don't exist. We can't just fit them and make a video. That's why a video is they're not coming out one video a week. It's taken well over a year and a half to get the Troopy to where it is now. And it will probably take another year to have it completed. That's how long products take to develop. So I really appreciate your enthusiasm. Make sure you subscribe, click that that notifications bell so that YouTube tells you when we drop another. Wow! You know something? The brakes on this thing are shite. Guy pulled out straight, big truck pulled out straight in front of me. I put my foot flat on the brake and not a lot happened. All right, I have to sort the brakes. Both of my V8 troop carriers, I upgraded the brakes with the terrain tamer set. That's what the rear one looks like, and the front discs. Now I fitted them without upgrading the booster on my first V8. It made a nice difference. I could feel it immediately. But then on my second V8, I added the double diaphragm, also terrain tamer, brake booster, and the difference was remarkable. So that is what I'm going to do with this. All right, where was I? Yeah, so lots of van videos to come. We've got this big trip, big test and everything. You know, as we're kind of the first ones to turn a high-ace into a true heavy-duty overland tourer, we have to test up the ideas. I have so many people will say, no, I know I get a lot of followers and say, yeah, do what Andrew does. And they will see me do something and rush out and buy it, and you must stop doing that. Please let me at least finish the testing program, because there are some things on that high-ace that are not working well. But I haven't concluded that necessarily because we haven't completed the testing. But I do appreciate your enthusiasm. Till next time. The traditional way of wiring up DC installations is dead and buried, because everything you see there in a traditional installation has been replaced by that. Because every component shown here is replaced by the Egon DC hub, because it eliminates the need for lugs crimps, heat shrinks, and it eliminates the need for expertise. All those replaced with a screwdriver. What's more, built into every Egon DC hub is instant fault finding. It's a revolution. Visit egon.com.au to find out more.